girlfriends, the pages are all dry. And I'm going to go in and show you. I started doing this, just doing it. I'm like, you know, I'm going to try to film that. I'm trying so hard not to be frustrated. I am so technology illiterate. It's not even funny. And my son's not here and I'm having trouble uploading my video and I'm about ready to give up, but I can't give up. So I just went in and started doing some stamping. It's amazing what just some little stamps will do. So you can stamp before or stamp after, and I'm using these chalk. This one's Blossom Bud that I got from a Cherry on Top. And I went and got my washi tape and my little bits and bobs. I got a ton of my stamps. Put a whole bunch of my washi tapes in here. And I'm just going to kind of show you how I play and add to things with some stamping and maybe even some stenciling. You know, you can take a baby white and you can pull up some of your paint too that you put down. Oh, that worked really good. I think maybe it has to be wetter. So I think we will start. It's all trial and error. Let's try this one with these. Now this little one, this is one of my favorite. I think a little bit, not much, but a little bit.
I have no idea.
So let's do some stamping.
But it makes a great.
So I have these darling teacup stamps. Let's see, this is Kaiser Craft High Tea. And I love this border
Watercolors
here. It turns out really well. I'm going to put it on one of my acrylic blocks.
It doesn't.
And usually when I use a stamp and a color, I'll go through and do, just like I do the painting, I'll use as many
I like to go around
pages as I can with this one stamp. Because I'm one of those that do clean my stamps. And just make a border with it, which is a pain. Or you could even do like, so let's a half. Put that right there as a border. You know, if you just want to do the corners. I like the filigree looking things. I've had these.
I just noticed when I take the time to do some
inks put away for so long, I haven't used them.
I really do.
I forgot how much I enjoyed using them and how much they add to
like just writing a
plain page. I do in my morning pages.
And
when I go to journal and do my writing, I do a lot of writing. Julia Cameron explains it in her book.
I like my pages
prepped
about
and ready to go.
3 pages longhand in the morning, first thing,
to
to
just get all your thoughts off your mind.
when I'm
in the
been doing
mood,
that for years.
not in the mood for
That's
much.
a great.
This is what I do.
book.
Is I just gather up all my
If
stuff
you're
and just play for a while, wanting to have some inspiration as far as starting a creative life, not necessarily an artist life, but any kind of creative life. We're all creative. We just have to find our
colors that we did are
our niche.
So there's that.
So I had these grandiose plans that I was going to get about 5 videos done today.
Another thing too, you want to,
and we're on number 2, and it's just before 2 o'clock.
make sure you get all the water.
And the husband could come home any second.
Obviously, I didn't
So
do
you
a
can
very
see
good
how
job
my
this time.
grandiose plans are going.
When they stick together.
Oh, I tell you what, this YouTube stuff takes the patience of Job. And when the good Lord was passing out DNA,
I think that's what we'll say anyway.
I was not in line when patience was given out, unfortunately. Okay, so there you go. There's just a quick little border.
I had some good
Now let's see if we can't find
butterfly here.
something else to do with
I
this
love
color.
carrots. I
Okay,
love
this one
carrots,
would
too.
be a
I've
good
got
page
several
because there's
stamps.
white
I was
and
just
whatnot
watching a
in
video
the
on how to draw and paint some
around the edges.
macaroons.
Let's see, do I want to go with the darker
So I
green?
think
You know what? I think I'm
I
gonna
might
just
do that this afternoon. First thing in
maybe
my
do
art.
it with the pink.
Oh, I just
Wipe it up.
I
You
wish
can
I
tell
was
it's old.
blessed
It's just
with
not
just like-
sticking.
like my son is with.
I have
just
some double
know
tape,
when the computer-
double-sided tape here.
And I
think I'm
say
just
that,
gonna
I know
tape
he
it
spent a lot of
quick
time, you know,
to help
just
it
figuring
adhere.
things out. And I'm learning to do that. But
See how
there's
that
just
works.
So much that I don't
Okay, let us do some of this pink. This is vintage pink. It's not. I better test that because that's not looking, yeah, it's gonna go. So I am still in the midst of trying to get my studio done. When my son comes, they're gonna be looking for a place, but we don't know how long they'll be with us. So instead of a family of 2, we're gonna be a family of 9 around here. And so I am trying to get not only the house set up to accommodate my 5 precious grandbabies and my son and my beautiful daughter-in-law, Melissa, but I'm trying to get my places set up where I can continue to work and do what I need to do. I'm wondering if any of you have the problem that I do. I don't know if it's a woman thing or what, but I have a way, and maybe it's because of from working from home, I will put everyone else's needs above my own and put my life on hold to accommodate other people, especially my kids. And so I'm figuring it at 55, you know, maybe I should have this figured out. But I don't know. I've been the kind of mom, I feel like my kids went through a lot with being a single mom, and just things they went through as their childhood, that I just have this, God's given me this incredible love for my children, which I know He does most mothers. But mine just seems overboard, that I've always put their happiness first before my own. Which, there again, that's a mother trait, and that God's given us that, but sometimes I think I overdo it. But I'm trying to learn to just, whatever comes up with the kids, to continue on with my life and not just put my life on hold. So I'd be interested if any of you guys know what I'm talking about. If any of you guys do it, or if it's just a me thing. See, now that didn't show up a lot, but it just added a little bit of depth to it. I think I'm going to put one more here by this butterfly. And here again, like I said in the last video, some of these pages you may not, really care for them, but just keep working with them. Just keep working with them, because you just never know what's going to come out of you. Like this one here. Once I started adding the gold and a few of the stamps, I really liked it. In fact, this one I don't even want to write on. I'm gonna start, I think, scanning some of my stuff too. Okay, see, that page needs something else to me. Scan some pages to use my artwork in my own journal too. Let's see, what can we do for a border for that to stand out? Here's kind of a cute one. I don't want it to be too much. Let's just try this one here. And some of these I don't have the names. I'm so sorry. Not good, I know. So these 5 little ones that are coming, I'm so excited. Little Emily is 12. I better be careful to get these. I've got 17 grandkids, 12 of mine, and my husband has 5, and I'm getting where I don't keep it all straight. And then Kiara is about 10 or 11. She must be 11. And, okay, see, I'm not lining that up very good. And then there's Ryan, who is about 7 or 8. Then Bentley, who's, I believe, 2. And little Lucy, who was just born this year in April. I'm so excited that I'm going to have her in my life as a young baby. These babies, they bond with you more when you're in their life, when they're little, I've noticed. So now right there I have a little gap, so I'm going to do that same gap here. But see, already you can see what that's adding to this page. husband's been helping me clean out the back guest room. And we're getting that all ready. I'm getting all the laundry done and the sheets and closets resituated and organized. You know, this is good for me. It makes me do some deep cleaning that needs to be done. I have missed having my children around me. It's just been Ken and I here for so long. So we are thrilled to be having some of our family close by. Okay, see, amazing what that's already done for this page. I haven't been the neatest with this, but there we go. Okay, another border done. And these little borders, they do a lot for a page. Okay, now this one, we did this page today. So where... There's my baby white. Okay, this one I think, oh boy, the double-sided tape worked good on that one. This one I think I'm going to do some different kind of flowers from this same set. And I think I'm going to bring in, oh, maybe I'll bring in the brown. This is teak wall. Not a brown person, but in fact I don't think I have, out of all the Traveler's notebooks I have, I don't think I have one brown Traveler's notebook. I've been thinking about, you know, I like the real vintage look, and even doing these fall colors, I'm seeing that I do like these. I like the old vintage look, so I might have to get me a brown one and just do it all in the vintage colors. We'll see. So now I'm going to do this rose one. I think I'll do that in the same brown. Last night I pulled my ottoman over to my recliner and just took a whole bunch of, I have things like this. Yeah, they need to be organized. But I just sat and added printables and just all kinds of stuff to like these to my pieces, and stickers and whatnot. And that is something that I really enjoy doing. And it adds a lot to your page too. Oh, so there, that's kind of pretty. These kind of have a sheen to them too. So that's the rose, and that's the lilac. Of course, lilac isn't brown, but you know what? When they die, they are. And it's fall. You justify anything. Okay, now I don't think I'm gonna add a border to that one. I have to show you these rubber stamps. They're called LeBlanc or LeBlanche. Oh, I wish I had them all. They are absolutely amazing how detailed they are. I have a rose one, an old clock, and you don't need a board, you know. I love this one of the woman reading. And I have another rose one. So I think I might incorporate some of them into these that I have while these others dry. So I'm really trying to get my creative life organized. I have my my Bible life. I'm real happy with that, the way I have it set up in my different Traveler's notebooks and the scripture writing I'm doing and whatnot. This tore up from being too wet, so I'm just going to do that. See if that helps. Yeah, that does. But I'm working on my book, and I just have, I'm just not organized the way I want to be. So I'm going to start really working on that to get all my traveler's notebooks just the way that I want them. Like right now I have a research traveler's notebook. I have one for my writing life. I have one for 2017, my project. I have a book journal. I mean, I could go on and on the way I have this divided out. Sometimes it gets crazy trying to remember how I have everything situated. But if I kept one book, I would go through a book with all the writing I do in probably a week and a half, 2 weeks. So I divide it all out. Now this one here doesn't show up a lot. It's just kind of subtle, but I really do like that. And I'm going to go ahead and put that over here on this page that I've done the outlining with too. So I'd be interested to know in the comments, I'd like to know a little bit about you guys, how you have your traveler's notebook life set up. Do you guys do it all in one book, one journal, you're journaling, or do you have it separated out? And if so, how do you have it set up? Okay, see now right there I did pretty good, except I don't like that line there. So see, I just go through and then I try to see if there's anywhere else that I can stamp that same stamp. This is my scripture writing. It wouldn't show up too much on that unless I use a darker ink. I think I might try a darker ink. Yeah, this is going to be way dark, but we'll see. So the videos I have coming up, I was going to show you guys at the end. I've been bullet journaling for a few years, and I was going to kind of show you that just real quick, a flip, and then I'll go more detail into it in a separate video. So, you know, that didn't show up very well, but it's subtle. Subtle. Okay, I'm going to wipe off these stamps later. Now, I love this old clock. So where can we stamp the old clock? It's amazing what that adds to it. You know what? I'm going to do this one in black. So, because I definitely want it to show up. I think this is a pretty old ink pad. I wonder how well it will do. So my purchases of late, I bought Jane Davenport's big 9.5 by, or is it 8.5 by 11 journal, and I'm looking forward to starting in that. I ordered this book. I saw it when I was in Boise, Fashion Illustration. And oh my goodness, it is absolutely yummy. So I'm going to work through it. I really want to get good at figures, and one of my favorite, if not favorite, television show is Project Runway. And in watching it, I would love to be able to draw out some of the creations that these people create in my journal, you know, as I'm watching. I really want to get good at that. The faces and being able to draw the, ooh, wow. Ooh, I think I like that. I think I'm going to go put a rose in up here in the black to balance it out. So that's kind of on the horizon for myself that I want to do. I always have a research project going or something I'm trying to learn. I remember in 8th grade taking an accounting class. My teacher was called Mr. Schisler, and the only thing I remember him saying out of that whole class, and it wasn't about accounting, was to never stop learning. He said, even when you're old, he says, never stop learning. And that being said, when we first moved to Nashville, oh, see, I messed up there. We leased a place from this lady. She was in her 80s, and her husband was in his 90s. And every year they get the Vanderbilt University catalog and they look at the classes and they decide what class they're going to take together, and they've been doing this years, and they take the class and they try to outdo each other and see who gets the better grade. And I just think that is so amazing. I think that's so amazing. I'm trying to get my husband to do that here. Okay, ladies, so I guess that's the second step in the way I get my journal pages going. Now, this is when I first started bullet journaling. I'm just going to flip through this really quick, and then I'll do a more in-depth. But I learned a lot about my health when I started getting into bullet journaling. And then this is this year, and there's sometimes a few months where I stop recording, and then I'm always so sorry that those months that I can't look back and see what I was doing and whatnot. But I'm going to be doing a video for that too. Maybe today. Maybe I will get 3 videos done. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me while I worked on my journal pages. It's been a pleasure. I'm enjoying getting to know you guys. I thank you so much for watching my videos, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.